Hey kids, it's July 24th, Friday. Today we said goodbye to our friends and began the third part of our vacation. From now on, it will be just the four of us. There is a lovely holiday town called Urla between the hotel we left and our final destination. So tonight we are staying in a tiny house on a farm. It is a very interesting place. There is a peacock, a goose, a donkey, a ram, a horse, and two very friendly dogs. It is completely dark now, so I'm using the flashlight on my phone to record this. I'm sitting outside in the garden at a picnic table. There is a fireplace nearby where you could build a proper fire, along with some comfortable chairs. And behind me is the tiny house where we will all somehow sleep tonight. There is barely enough room to walk around. One double bed, a small couch that turns into another bed, bags stacked in the corners, toys scattered across the floor. By the time we finish brushing teeth, someone will want water. Someone won't be able to find their stuffed animal, and someone will suddenly announce that they are not tired anymore. They absolutely are. Because there is no separate bed for the younger one of you, I will certainly end up sleeping on the couch. Then tomorrow, we'll continue to the hotel where we'll spend the rest of our vacation. As I looked at that tiny house, I started thinking about family holidays. People often tell you that vacations with children are magical, and they are. But that is only half the truth. Family vacations with young children are also exhausting. For the children, perhaps mostly physically. For the parents, both physically and mentally. Your mother and I spend more time carrying bags, applying sunscreen, cleaning spills, searching for bathrooms, negotiating over ice cream, and making sure nobody disappears than we do actually relaxing. We pack the car, unpack the car, then pack it again. We carry strollers uphill. We search for missing shoes. We convince someone to eat, then try to convince someone else to stop eating sand. By the end of some days, we are more tired than we were before the holiday began. And that tiredness accumulates. Each day adds a little more. So if someone asked me whether this kind of vacation feels relaxing, my honest answer would be, not really. Sometimes not at all. Then why do we keep doing it? Because relaxation and happiness are not always the same thing. And comfort and meaning are certainly not the same thing. Before we had children, I imagined the perfect holiday very differently. A comfortable chair, a cold drink, a good book, perhaps some music, no schedule, no responsibilities, nothing I had to do. Doing nothing is still one of my favorite activities. Even after having you, I sometimes dream about your mother and me having a few quiet days together, long breakfasts, uninterrupted conversations, an afternoon nap without anyone climbing on top of us. That sounds wonderful, and honestly, we really need it. But I have heard something interesting from almost every parent whose children have already grown up. Eventually, they get exactly the vacation they once wanted. The breakfast is peaceful. Nobody spills orange juice. Nobody says they aren't hungry and then demands a pancake 5 minutes later. Nobody wants to go swimming at the exact moment the adults finally sit down. Nobody laughs so loudly that everyone nearby turns to look. The holiday becomes quiet, orderly, comfortable, exactly what they once wished for. And somehow, something feels missing. Not because the holiday is bad, but because the noise they wanted to escape was the sound of their life. That sentence stays with me. The noise they wanted to escape was the sound of their life. I think this is one of the strangest things about being human. We often long for comfort while we are living through meaning. Then, only later, do we realize that the inconvenience was part of what made the experience valuable. Years from now, I probably won't remember how uncomfortable the car felt. I won't remember how many times we packed and unpacked the bags. I won't remember standing in line for the bathroom or carrying a stroller uphill. But I suspect I will remember other things. One of you falling asleep on my shoulder, tiny sandy footprints across the hotel floor. Your excitement when you spotted something completely ordinary that looked extraordinary through your eyes. The way you reached for my hand without thinking. Bedtime stories in unfamiliar rooms. The ridiculous games we invented. The mornings when all four of us somehow woke up in the same bed. Those are the moments that quietly become memories. There is a beautiful trap hidden inside family life. Yes, marriage can feel like a trap. Having children can certainly feel like a trap. I stand behind those words. But they can be beautiful traps. They limit certain freedoms. They demand time, patience, energy, sacrifice. You cannot simply do whatever you want whenever you want. Your choices affect other people. You become responsible for lives beyond your own. That can feel heavy. But it is beautiful because you receive something in return that comfort alone cannot provide. Belonging, purpose, connection, love. A life that is larger than your own convenience. We sometimes confuse ease with fulfillment, but they are not the same. The easiest days are not always the days we remember most. The days requiring patience, sacrifice, and love often leave the deepest marks. That does not mean you should avoid rest. Rest is important, especially for parents. An exhausted person cannot give their best forever. We have physical and mental limits. It is perfectly acceptable to want a quiet evening, a peaceful weekend, or even from time to time, a holiday without your children. There is nothing selfish about recharging. You need strength to care for people well. But please do not make the mistake of believing that comfort is the highest goal in life. Sometimes the most meaningful chapters are also the most demanding. Parenthood certainly is. One day, both of you will grow up. Perhaps you will travel with friends, perhaps with someone you love, perhaps with children of your own. And your mother and I may finally have that peaceful holiday we once dreamed about. We'll sit beside the sea. We'll have uninterrupted conversations. Nobody will stop dinner because they urgently need to show us a shell they found. Nobody will ask us to build one more sandcastle. Nobody will climb into our bed at 3 in the morning because of a bad dream. Nobody will complain that their ice cream is the wrong color. And I suspect your mother and I will look at each other, smile, and miss the chaos. Because it was never really chaos. It was you. Both of you. Your voices, your questions, your laughter, your little arguments, your arms around our necks, your small bodies falling asleep against us. The chaos was life happening at full volume. And perhaps that is why ordinary family moments become so precious later. While they are happening, we are busy managing them. We are trying to keep everyone fed, clean, safe, and reasonably happy. We don't always notice that the moment itself is disappearing. We think there will be another holiday, another bedtime, another small hand reaching for ours. And hopefully there will be many. But never this exact one again. Tomorrow, you will be slightly older, so will we. Life moves quietly while we are busy dealing with it. This little house tonight is cramped. I will probably sleep badly. Someone will wake up. Someone may cry. I may spend half the night with one leg hanging off the couch. But years from now, this may be one of those evenings I would give almost anything to experience once more. The dark garden, the animals nearby, the four of us squeezed into one tiny room, your mother and me completely exhausted, and both of you asleep only a few steps away. That is why I want to remember not only the beautiful pictures, but also the inconvenience surrounding them. The memories would not be the same without it. The difficulty gives shape to the love. The sacrifice shows us that something mattered. If one day you find yourselves exhausted by the people you love most, remember this tiny house in Urla. Remember that being tired does not always mean you are living badly. Sometimes it means you are giving yourselves to something meaningful. Of course, pay attention to your limits, ask for help, rest when you can, Protect your health and your relationship. But don't judge an entire season only by how comfortable it feels while you are inside it. Ask what it is building. Ask what it is teaching you. Ask what you may miss when it is gone. The things that demand the most from us often give us the most in return. Not immediately. Sometimes not in a way we recognize until years later. But one day, you may look back and realize that the inconvenience was not interrupting your life. It was part of your life. Perhaps one of its most valuable parts. So enjoy comfort when it comes. Rest without guilt, but do not worship ease. Some of the greatest meaning in life is hidden inside noise, responsibility, interruption, and sacrifice. And when those seasons eventually pass, you may discover that what once exhausted you is exactly what you miss. And do not ever forget, I love you both very, very much.